I want to sit here.
I want to sit here.
I want to sit here.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
3 rounds.
1 round.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot. Time.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, Ellie won.
I
Okay.
get to sit here.
Here. Guys,
What?
good morning.
Good morning.
Ah, it's not morning, it's afternoon.
Get afternoon,
Okay,
people.
it might be afternoon.
Okay, someone tell me what a kingdom is.
Is a group, is like a city or group. It's a bunch of cities, sometimes looped together. And it has one ruler, and that's the king. And all the cities is his kingdom.
Alright, that's pretty good. So, short definition, a kingdom is the area ruled by a king. Does that make
Or
sense?
queen.
Or a queen, yeah. Sometimes kingdoms have queens. They
They
don't call
have
them, they don't call them queendoms, though.
I know.
Isn't that silly? What is the kingdom of God?
It's the kingdom of God is all the Christians who obey God.
Yeah, that's a pretty good running definition.
It's a kingdom that's ruled by God.
Mm.
And it's up in heaven.
Is it up in heaven or is it down on earth?
Both.
Ah, good job. It was a trick question. It is both. Who's the greatest in the kingdom of God?
God. Good.
God is. Who's next? Put your foot down.
Jesus.
Who's after that?
James, maybe?
Did you know that the disciples argued about that?
I know.
Yeah. They were arguing. So here's the story. James and John, which were brothers, and they were both apostles. And they were arguing a little bit. Did you know sometimes siblings argue? And their mom went up to Jesus, and he said, she said, Jesus, I want one of my sons to sit at your right hand and one of my sons to sit at your left hand because they're super important, y'all. Now, that last part I added, but it was implied. And Jesus is like, you have no idea what you're asking.
Really?
Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to do a lot of suffering while I'm here on earth. That's a big ask. And it's not in my authority to give you those seats. God gives those seats. And then they're all like, the two sons were all like, yeah, but we can do suffering. We can drink from the cup you're going to drink, which is the expression used. And he's like, you're gonna, but still, you can't have those seats. And then he told them about how to be the greatest in the kingdom of God. What do you think he said? Work out a lot and get big, strong muscles?
No!
Oh, what do you think he said? Get super rich?
No.
Yeah, like get all the money, drive the fast cars?
No.
Or drive the fast horses? They didn't have cars back then? Do you drive a horse? You can drive a team of horses behind a chariot, I guess. Okay, no, he didn't do that. What did he say? Did he say give the best sermons?
Yeah. No, he said, it said, be the best, live righteously, and do all.
No, it's the kingdom of God above all else. And live righteously, and He will give you everything you need. First,
Matthew
6:33. No, 6:33.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's not the one we're talking about, but that's good. All right, so Jesus, I'm going to read you Jesus' answer. He says, the kings of the Gentiles, which are the not Jewish
You're
people.
reading this paragraph.
Yeah, the kings of the Gentiles, this is in Luke 22, starting at verse 25. Kings of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who exercise authority over them call themselves benefactors. But you are not to be like that. Instead, the greatest among you should be like the youngest, and the one who rules you like the one who serves. For who is greater, the one who sits at the table or the one who is served? Like when you're a king at a banquet, do you go get your own food?
No.
No, people bring you your food. Is it not the one who is at the table? But I am among you as one who serves. And that's Jesus talking. You are those who have stood by me in my trials, and I confer on you a kingdom, just as my Father conferred one on me, so that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So he said, the first, now this is a paraphrase there, but he says it like this in a different place, that the first in his kingdom, the way to be first in Jesus' kingdom is to be last. He says the first will be last and the last will be first. And the humble will be mighty and the mighty will be humbled. Is that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of backwards of how we do things here, right? Because how do you get to be important on earth?
You get to be first.
Yeah, the important people go first, huh? But in God's kingdom, we serve other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of confusing though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean for us?
For what?
Being the first and the last and stuff. Is that how do we live our lives knowing that we're knowing that? What does that change? What does it do? Who, the what, the why, the how?
Well, because we're putting people first, we're being very kind and letting them.
So we should be kind.
Patient.
We should be kind to people,
Mhm.
and we should be patient with people.
Mm-hmm.
How should we treat people?
Well,
Should we treat people, Ellie? Should we treet people like they're important or not important?
One, if they're a good person.
Oh, what if they're a bad person? Should we treat them like they're important or not important?
Important.
What if they're mean to you? Should we treat them with kindness or meanness?
Kindness.
Oh, wait. You're telling me that we should be kind to mean people?
Mm-hmm.
What about being mean to kind people?
No.
No? Why not?
That would be just a bully.
That would be just being a bully. Well, there you have it. In the kingdom of God, which is on heaven and also on earth in his Christians, we are supposed to be servants. And the leaders of us are servants. And it's kind of backwards in the way the world works for a lot of stuff. But God does things his own way. Anyone want to say goodbye to the class?
Bye.
Ellie.
Bye.
Ellie.
Last time.
Bye, class.